Okay, today is September 5th. It is Wednesday, and we had an assignment tonight that's 35 questions. I apologize, the video clarity of this is really bad, but I'm in a hurry trying to get out of here. So I am going to do 6 problems for you and help instruct you. All right, number 12. You're supposed to change this into a verbal expression, a verbal phrase. So I'm going to go with, on this one, there's several ways. You could say 2 times x is an obvious way. You could say twice x. Or you could say the product of 2 and x. You don't have to have all of them, 2 and x, but you do need to have one of them. Okay, so off to a good start. Next slide. All right, this one on 13, there's 2 basic ways to use this one. I would go with either m to the 3rd power, or we could also say m cubed. So that's translating the algebraic expression into a verbal phrase for number 13. All right, number 17. These are the kind we talked about in class that we said if there's parentheses involved, you've got to be cautionary. These are a little bit harder than some of the other ones. So we need to identify that as first by using the word sum. The word sum needs to be in our expression. So I'm going to say 1/2, so I'm going to go ahead and use 1/2 times the sum of x and y. It's real important to have the sum or you would not get an equivalent value. There are various other ways to say this problem. I'm going to leave it at that one for now so I don't confuse you. But the key words here are we're going to need to have the sum of x and y involved. You could have the sum of x and y and then multiply by 1/2 would be okay too. All right, slide 4, problem number 4. This is question number 22 from your worksheet. And it's a straightforward one using the quotient. Hopefully you remember that the quotient of m and m represents division. So quotient, if you look under the flap in your comp book, quotient falls under the division symbol. So for this one, I'm going to write m divided by n. Now this is the way you would have done it in 5th and 6th grade. We're going to lean towards more the algebra of how we're going to present. So I'm going to use it as a fraction. So m in the numerator and n in the denominator is how I would have put it on the answer sheet. Either one is okay for today since we're beginning. So the quotient of m and n. Order does matter. M must be the first value, okay, followed by the n, or m must be the numerator with n in the denominator. Order matters based on how the words of the expression are, of the phrase. Number 32, this is our 5th example. 32 and 33 are very similar. So look at your answers for 32 and 33. If you have the same answer, something is wrong, okay? They should not be the same answer. So taking a quick look, it says the sum of 3 times a and b. The sum of 3 times a and b. We still do order of operations. So order of operations, multiplying is going to happen before we add. So we can represent that. So I'm going to have 3 times a, so 3a, and sum means I'm going to add b. So the 2 components that are getting summed are 3a and b. So we're going to write 3a plus b is the right representation. You do not need parentheses on this one. If you had them around the whole thing, that's okay, but this should be your representation. 33 is, a lot of people were thinking 33 is the same as 32, and it's not. This is worded differently. So 3 times the sum of A and B means I'm taking 3 times everything down here. So I have to do the sum of A and B first. In order to do that, the parentheses must be involved. So the sum of A and B now times 3 out front. That's the representation for this. So it's similar to the one before, but there is a difference. You have to have parentheses around A and B so you can get the sum and then multiply by 3. I hope the video is helpful tonight. It's not very long. In a rush to get out of here. So if you need tutoring, I'm here Thursday and Friday morning. Don't forget we have a quiz on Friday. Thanks.